Now we're moving on to the programmatic section. So we're into the home straight, I guess. And I'm just going to check that do we have Cadrian in the audience, sponsor of this? They are sponsoring this section. Thank you to them. Great. So from USA, Abakus is the name of the company. And the VP of Product Marketing is Graham Ratcliffe. Welcome, Graham Ratcliffe. He's coming. Keep the applause going. Brilliant. Are you Graham? Yes. Yeah, brilliant. Nice to see you. Thank you very much. Clicker's right there if you want it.
Great. Thank you, Guy. Thank you, Andreas and team, for having us here. So I'm Graham Ratcliffe, co-founder and head of product for Abakus. I'm joined by Terry von Bibra, Chief Retail Officer, Omnichannel, and a Karstadt and a client of Abakus. And today I'm going to talk to you about a smarter approach to attribution. So Abakus is a software platform that is making marketing attribution, or marketing measurement and optimization easy. A little background to the company. We were formed in November 2013 after 3 years of R&D. We have a patent for our game theory-based technology. We have more than 20 employees and 30 customers, both globally, both in the US and globally, many of whom are here today. So don't worry, I'm not going to tell you about game theory technology. You can come and geek out with me afterwards if you like. I'm going to talk to you about some of the business problems we're solving. And to do that, I'm going to give you a little bit of background. So as we all know, marketing is involved. We live in a time where brands are literally going to the edge of space in order to promote a product. Today's marketers are savvy. They're using technology. They're reaching customers on new channels in new ways every day. But you're being held back today. Basically, essentially, brands have been held back from using all of these technologies. And why is this? This is because marketing measurement and optimization technologies have not evolved. People are still relying on inaccurate and weighted measurement. Or you've been forced to turn to consultants and vendors to ask them the answer with very little visibility in why this is working. You may be running endless A/B tests to understand incrementality, and all of this results in lots of time spent in Excel crunching the data. And as a result, millions of hours and dollars are being wasted. Time and money that could be spent with marketers doing what they do best, marketing. So there is a different way. At Abakus, we say it's time to work smarter, not harder. Abakus is a software platform built on massive amounts of data that explains to marketers exactly what is driving their sales and how they can optimize their sales. So I'm going to talk to you about how this software actually is solving some of the problems faced by marketers today. First up is data. We all know that this is incredibly painful, and the last thing you want is a measurement approach that says, here's another set of tagging that you need to add. So the smarter way is to have a single platform that incorporates all of that data from all existing sources, both online and offline. Next up, you'll be told that attribution modeling is really hard. It takes a long time to build a model, 6 to 9 months. Then once you have that working model, you add a new channel, and you'll only be told that you've broken that model. The smarter way is to have a computational engine based on game theory that calculates what marketing is working right now and tells you what to do. Every marketer wants to understand incrementality. You may be running lots of A/B tests or lift tests on Facebook to understand whether it's working or not. The smarter way, and we've heard a lot about this today, is to have a control group, or what we call a baseline, which allows you to identify the incremental impact of any placement channel, in combination and alone. Finally, you're forced to rely on disparate, inaccurate data, and trying to make optimization decisions based on that is really, really hard. The smarter way is to have a platform that tells you exactly what to do and what the expected outcome of that change is before you even make it. In order to tell you a little bit more about how software can actually help marketing in the real world, Terry's going to talk to you about a real-world example.
Thanks, Graham. So my passion and my job is omnichannel retailing. So how do you deliver or build the strongest possible delivery of our unique value proposition for our customer segments using all of our sales channels? And the key word here is in combination. No individual sales channel can deliver our entire value proposition. And I see marketing attribution as being the very same issue. It's not about the individual marketing channel, it's about them in combination. That's why I was so happy to find Abakus and find a company that was able to help me accurately measure my multi-touch marketing chain. So we did a test, a lot of interesting insights. I'll cite just one as an example, which was our email newsletter. So we were able to measure how many conversions are coming from our email newsletter. That was very good. But the surprise was we were also able to measure, in combination with what other channels, was our emails newsletter working particularly well. And the surprise was it was price comparison sites. So the two channels that were working particularly well together for our users in being reached with our message was our email newsletter and price comparison sites. Now, I've been doing online marketing for a very long time, and I never would have guessed that. I would have seen those actually being very different types of channels. And if I looked at my dashboards before working with Abakus, I would have seen number of conversions coming from my newsletter, number of conversions coming from my price comparison site spend, and if I decided to reduce the price comparison site spend, I wouldn't even have known that I would be negatively impacting my own newsletter, because I would have been looking at every marketing channel in a silo instead of in combination. Very surprising, very valuable. So we did a test in which we basically kept our spend flat over 9 weeks, but we use Abakus' software to optimize that spend, and we're able to drive over an 80% increase in conversions. The next step for us is now adding our offline data. At my company, department store, we spend a lot of money, obviously, in offline marketing. I need to get that into the picture to then have the overall marketing chain, something which Abakus is able to do. Graham?
Thanks very much. Thanks very much, Terry. And it's results like these that really make us excited why software is really going to be the solution to allow people to do all the exciting forms of marketing that we're hearing all about in this conference. So thank you very much. I invite you all to unleash your inner data scientist using software.
Wow, brilliantly timed. Thank you. Excellent. So questions for Graham and Terry.
Yeah, more of a comment than a question. Drop the mic. This is awesome. You showed the product, you brought a customer on stage, you did everything we needed to see that this is a real product that's actually delivering real results. Thank you very much. Would love to really get a good feel for what you're doing. Now, that was a great presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. What's this?
Does this need email as a starting point?
No, we can actually start with any data set, any online data set. So we basically just need to see marketing being tracked, and then we need to see conversions and site activity being tracked. What is quite unique is because we have a baseline, we often see many clients just starting with one channel. The baseline still accounts for everything else, so they get a holistic view of what's working and what's not. And then it's a really great reason for them to add more tracking. You know, a lot of clients start with display, and then they add in search, and then they add in all these other channels because they see the value of it. So it's a really good reason for people to actually bring their data together as well as starting with it. Thank you.
A minute left. I know there's a question from the jury. Thank you.
How do you join the different data sets that are keyed off of, either PII or anonymous IDs or other types of identifiers?
Yeah, so great question. Obviously, data management is a really key challenge. And when we started this, we really didn't talk about that piece. But we ended up building a lot of product around it. So now we talk about bringing those data sets together. And so there's a number of ways. There's ways that we can integrate it with tagging on the site. There's a lot of exciting partners out there. Because we're a software platform, we found a lot of people want to partner with us. So there's a lot of partners who are doing it. LiveRamp can bring data together. A lot of ways that are actually really, really interesting of bringing data sets together. Thanks, Josh.
Hey. One more question. How different is your solution if you compare to Convertro or Odometry?
Yeah, great question. So I talk about attribution, the attribution vendors V1. And so there are existing players in the market. Most of them are focused around, they may have software platforms, but they're still focused around services. You'll still find that they'll all say, we have a data scientist, we have a PhD. And kind of an interesting example, someone came to me and they were like, oh, I'd love to work with you guys and give your data scientists this data. And I had to say, we don't have any data scientists, we just have software engineers.
Thank you very much indeed. Terry and Graham from Abakus.
Thank you.
Cheers, well done.